Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Thanks for waiting. Sorry I'm a bit late here to the stream. Had kind of a hectic day here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting. Joe, what's going on? Linda, Alex. Oh, you guys were talking a lot before I got here. Trying to get some stuff going in here so I can get better organized here. Crypto Slice, what's going on? Jeff, Cameron, how you doing? Man, definitely unorganized today. Joe, come on, man. It's not that serious, bro. Wow, a lot of people are waiting. You guys are waiting to see what my worst options trade was in a long time, huh? Sakura Kit, Smart Trader, how you doing? PB, Oliver. Who else is going on here? Got my phone freaking out. If it's your first time here, welcome. We go live at 3:30 every day. I'm a little bit late today, so I apologize for that. Looks like we're having some bandwidth issues here. Anyways, we're gonna pause that over there. The feed is jumpy. Yeah, I do see that. Sorry about that, Linda. Juan, how you doing? Maureen. But we're gonna get into it right now. Excellent. How you doing? We're getting into what was one of the bigger mistakes that I had today. Actually, one of the biggest options trading mistake that I had in a long time. IBLB, first time viewer here for Joe's calls. Hey, if it's your first time here, say what's up. I'm trying to meet everybody that watches the stream. So let me know what's going on. Let me know what's good. It says video output low. Okay. We're working on it here. I'm working on it. So one of the trades today that I did today we're down 186 on the day, and the trade that I had in mind was Square. I actually closed out Goldman Sachs this morning for a profit of like $50. Microsoft I should have took off earlier. I've just been out and about. But Square, I'm gonna lose probably $90 on this, and at the end of the day, the money is not that important. It was more the technique, and I just wanted to be open and honest with you guys about. I'm not worried about how much money I lost. It wasn't about how much money I lost, because really at the end of the day, it's not it. I mean, one trade away from getting that money back. Don't really care about the money. It was what I did to lose that money. So this is like one of the I had a noob mistake, and definitely, I'm going to show you exactly what I did here. So it was on the Square trade, and this morning what happened. Alex, yeah. I wish I was on the trade, but what happened was Square, they gapped down a lot last night because they had news about their CFO leaving, and this morning I chased it, and I was, Samuel, it wasn't about losing the $90. Like, I don't really care about the $90. It's about what I did to actually lose that $90. So I'm just making sure the stream's coming through. If the stream looks okay to you guys, let me know how the stream's coming through, because it looks like it's a little choppy on my end. So let me know how that's going for you guys. But how I lost how I put this trade on is Square, the red flag for this Square trade. Let me just kind of show you the issue here. So this morning it actually opened at around $72 around here. It was between $70 and $72 here, and everything was fine. Thanks for the feedback. Everything was fine with that, and then we had this massive green bar here, and I thought we were just going to have a run up at open. And I shouldn't have, on days of extreme volatility, the number one thing is I shouldn't have put a trade on right at like market open when things are running up. You know, because today is obviously, as you can see from the chart here, it had a big drop. So I bought the 80 strike calls at the time. They were 30 cents, and then it would dip down. I bought more. I averaged down for like 15 cents. So all together, I'm in $90. Not a big deal. But the red flag here was these puts because Squares dropped so much in the last couple days. Because Square dropped so much in the last couple days, they only have look they haven't opened up that many strikes for you know, for these options for this week. I mean, it goes down to 6, like these are in the money, and it went from 65 to 70 to 74 to 75. So it was really weird. Like I shouldn't have traded this because I was looking at like maybe putting a strangle play on here if it goes against me, and I probably should have bought the 65 puts. But at the time, like I was like, no way, it's gonna go down to 65. Like after being down like $10 from the day before, you know, it was down like $9 from the day before. So I just bought calls right out. I mean, that was a big mistake. And I pretty much just chased it. So I had, you know, if you want to know of a quick way to, you know, lose money, this is it right here. This is my biggest options mistake that I've made in a long time. I definitely regret it. It's not about the money that I lost. It's about how I put this trade together. And you know, I thought that it was gonna rip back up. And you know, I should have had a contingency plan. I should have hedged it. I should have balanced it out like I normally do. And because of these put strikes, I didn't do it because these were all messed up here on this put side. Is the reason why that took me down. And then, you know, obviously after I put it on, you know, it came back down a little bit, and then I averaged down, and you know, the rest is history. I'm actually going to close some stuff here. You know, and right now it came back up, and it was just pretty much flat the rest of the day. So what they did after was flat, even though it came back up to like a couple dollars where I'm from, you know, they expire tomorrow, so Theta's going to eat that, and it was relatively flat like into the close here. So they just crushed that premium. So, you know, the premiums went from like $30 down to, you know, the last price here is 5 cents. The bid and ask is kind of wide on these, 13 cents, 3 cents. So, you know, if we don't have anything good going on tomorrow with Snap, I mean, this is a full loser. I mean, luckily I made some money on Goldman Sachs. Microsoft looks like we'll make some money in there. Alibaba looking pretty good. I'm actually holding things into Friday, which I didn't really want to do. Alibaba, we're down like $50 on $60 on that right now. But it had a really nice close on Alibaba. Let me pull that up for you guys. I mean, we had a really nice close on Alibaba. I have the 145 strike calls, so you know, we'll see how it goes. Hamed says, "Why didn't you buy for next week?" And you know what? That's this trade was so poorly put together. Manny, how you doing? This trade was just poorly put together on my part, and you know, the reason why I'm showing this to you guys is to show you that, you know, I wanted to be open with you guys, and I wanted to show you some of my mistakes so that way you can learn from it on what it looks like to chase the stock and then have it go against you, and you know what it does on a day like today, like super high volatility, what it's like to instantly lose. Like those calls, you know, they got crushed like instantly. They went up from, I mean, why'd you say, why didn't you like get out with like 50% or something like that? There was no 50%. It went from 30 cents to 10 cents like instantly. And at that point I was just like, I'm just going to hold it now because, you know, I'm not going to close it out for 10 cents because I don't really care about it. You know, that's really the gist of what I want to show you. I just wanted to show you what this trade looked like, how I constructed it, why I did it, and all the reasons why I shouldn't have put this trade on. You know, number one, I chased. Number two, the strikes were all messed up here. I should have just not done that. And if I were going to do it, I should have hedged it, even though the 65 puts at the time looked like they were going to be a waste of money. But now those 65 puts are in play. They came down to 65, could have made some profit, but you know, I was out today, and a couple trades that I took off. GS this morning. GS I took off this morning. You know, at open I was up like 50% on it, and at the time I thought it was a good idea to close it, and it went up, and I felt good about myself, and then it crashed down to like 211. I had the 212.50 put, so I could have made it a lot more. So today I left money on the table, kind of all over the place. Microsoft is another one. I have the 106 puts and the 109 calls, and I was actually in a meeting and it went down to 104.50. I probably shouldn't have put this trade on knowing that I wasn't going to be at my desk, trading. And it came down to 104.50. It probably could have closed that out for a 100% winner. Instead, it closed up. I'm up on it $24. So, just a couple things here. A couple things that I did today. I just wanted this to be like a learning video on some of the mistakes that I made. And we all make mistakes. It's been a long time since I've really chased a stock like Square and got caught up in that mess. So I just wanted to kind of shed some light on it and kind of answer any questions. And if you guys think these videos are helpful or not, if they're not helpful. But I definitely just wanted to be open and honest with you guys and show you what it looks like to be on the losing end. It wasn't even like so much like a slow loser. It was like an instant loss. I mean, I went from, paying $30 for those calls down to like 10 cents to like, it was like basically worth nothing. So I just wanted to expose that, share you kind of what my thought processes of why I put it on and some of the reasons why that was a huge mistake. If you guys are here, I mean, how many people here that are new, say what's up. Want to meet you. I'm trying to go through some of these comments. You guys are. Linda says Nick is too young from dropping dead from shock. Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked in terms of the money. The money that I lost, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was, when you're trading, it's more about discipline and more about what your trade strategies are, because you could scale up and scale down trades if your positions. I mean, if your strategy isn't good to begin with, it doesn't matter how much money you make or lose, you're not going to be good at it. Like you're not going to be good at it. So that's why strategy and discipline is so important to come to trading. It doesn't matter how much money I lost. This could have been a $10,000 trade that I chased, but it was a $90 trade. And that's why, in markets like this, you want to use small position sizes. Let's see here. AC, how you doing? Ray Lee, thank you. I feel good with my $68 loss today. Yeah. How is everyone? GS? Easy. I made 50% on GS today. Could have made a lot more, but I wasn't getting greedy at the market open. And luckily, unfortunately, I should have carried my same disciplines that I did on GS when I closed that trade versus opening. The weird thing is I did these back to back. I opened this position and I closed GS pretty much at the same time. And I should have been more disciplined, not put the Square trade on at all, or if I were to do it, hedge it a little bit better. But based on the strikes, based on what the strikes were here and my opportunities, I should have not put this trade on at all, just based on that alone. Next week's strikes are better on the monthlies, but I definitely messed that up. Samuel says, at least we all got to learn from this. Yeah, I mean, every now and then, I definitely need a reminder, and this was it. Luckily, I didn't risk big on it. If I risked big on it, it would have been a lot worse. Luckily, this is a nice lesson, a nice refreshing lesson for me, and hopefully for you guys too, to what it looks like to chase something and have your options crushed like that. Excellent, definitely help me keep being honest. I love it, man. Appreciate your support. I don't know, if I do videos like this, if I'm gonna get a lot of hate and be called stupid, or if this is like eye opening and helpful. I didn't know. Easy made 69% profit today overall with puts on Bank of America and GE. Congrats. I know some people in our group were holding calls on GE that didn't close them out. Hope you guys closed them out a couple days ago. Richard, what's going on? Lost 2 so far for Twitter. All puts for next week. Samuel, so if something goes up during pre-market, do we go in or we just wait? I don't know. I think I talked about this a bit yesterday where I was saying like the pre-market doesn't really matter. I usually use pre-market to identify goals for trades on what I want to exit. So I mostly only use pre-market to determine if I have a trade on. So like let's say for instance, What was a trade that, okay, GS, for instance, this morning. GS, we closed at like 214. I actually had the 212.50 puts, and we gapped down a little bit, and I was up a little bit of money. So I was using the pre-market as a guide to exit the trade, and I determined that at open I would exit the trade. I actually played it safe here. I mean, this could have easily went. GS could have easily took off from here, like the 213. Went up to 216. So it went from 213 to 216. It could have went to 218. Instead, it did reverse here. But when you have profits in this market, I couldn't take that chance. So that's why I exited the trade at 50%. Cam took an L today. Sorry to hear, man. I think a lot of us took an L. And like before today, I was actually doing pretty good this week. I actually fought back to actually profitable this week. And then today, I just bombed it with this square trade. Like, nasty. So hopefully tomorrow I can redeem myself. Like I just destroyed myself with this. I mean, not in a in terms of, not in a financial standpoint. I'm not destroyed financially, but in terms of my loss today, most of this came from the square trade. And if this square trade didn't exist, I'd only be down 100, and I'd have some other good positions on today that would actually help me out. Pato hedged a little bit better. What do you mean? So Pato, basically on the square trade, I just bought calls right outright. On Microsoft today, what I did was I hedged it. Let's see, what time did I put on this Microsoft trade? Microsoft trade, I put it on 11:42. So in here, when it was touching like near 109, so it was 11:42. It was actually dropping down here. Right in here at like 107.90, 108 area, I bought the 109 call and the 106 put. So either direction, I got good pricing on it. So either direction really helped me out. I probably should have closed it out at 104 when it reached 104 and broke 105, but I actually wasn't around for that. So that's another mistake. If you're gonna play aggressive, like be around for the trade. So today was just not my day as a trader in general. So, luckily I think I'll have a chance to close out tomorrow for a profit. Juan today made his first option trade on SPY, bought 271 at 214, taking a loss of 42. My mistakes was that I thought I clicked the 272 put. Yeah, I mean, a lot of mistakes, like especially when you're rushing. Like if you're rushing to put a trade on, you'll make mistakes like that. Choosing the wrong strike. I mean, I've chose the wrong expiration before. I've chose the wrong strike before. I've chose the wrong strategy. I bought a put instead of a call before. I've did a credit spread instead of a put credit spread instead of a call credit spread. Like best times, like if you're trying to rush it, just like slow it down, think it through, make sure you have the right ordering, because sometimes you don't want, like if you have a small account, you don't want to burn day trade. You just got to be careful with that. Alex, never a failure, only lesson. Yeah, I'm just trying to show you guys some of my mistakes today so that way you can learn. Cameron was up 400% on SPY puts, but couldn't close due to PDT risk off of stupid buys earlier this week. Little lessons learned. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that before, where if you're pressured, if you are at the point with your account where you can't close out trades, you're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to adjust your strategy to not be in that position, because now you could be, depending on what the market opens up tomorrow, I'm not sure. This morning was a bit crazy. Depending on where we open up tomorrow, I mean, you could be at a losing position. Instead of taking 400% off, you might actually lose all that and actually give. Like I said, one of my pet peeves is being green on a trade and then actually going red on that because of either greed or whatever the case is. The case is one of my pet peeves. Is one of my greatest things that makes me angry is that having a profitable trade and then closing out for a loss. Like that's the worst feeling for me in the world. Cam was doing analysis, but there was ultimately no strategy outside the chart indicators. I was telling somebody this earlier today that was saying like, the market's dropping. What do we do? And like sometimes like the best thing is to do nothing. Like sometimes there's no trade. Like I shouldn't have taken this square trade on. And like a lot of times, like when you see points of volatility, the thing is when you see the risk of trading high volatility right now is, one, options are really expensive. Right, so options are going to be really expensive. You need to move large. So if the stocks don't move, all that premiums gets crushed, and you're going to be at a loss. It's going to be tough. Now the risk is if you're an option seller, right? So you're like, okay, if I'm going to short options then, because if the risk is too great for buying options, the risk, for shorting options, is going to be less. However, I don't think that's entirely true, because when you're shorting options, like if you're shorting options, I'm short Amazon options right now, and it's moved $300 a week, and it's really hard. Like if you look at this chart today, it went at open 1745 down to 1780, dropped 75 points, back up, and then you're saying, okay, I can get 100 point spread on this, but yesterday Amazon closed down 125 points. And it actually moved, it pretty much just went straight down. I mean, it moved 125 points, which then breaks the width of your strikes. I mean, so, if you're not used to trading in this, like, just don't. Cam says lesson is less gamble, more strategy. Yes, always use strategy. And if you're forcing trades, you're most likely going to lose. Sarah Cray, I tend to learn more on my losses, so there's a small silver lining in that. Yeah, I mean, nice to get a nice reminder of that. Christopher Reese, Nick, how would you handle a loser? Bought Baba, 175 strike, 221 expiration for 590. Now almost worthless, but decent bounce today. Would you average down, buy out of the money, puts as a hedge, take that as loss? If it's like worthless for me, I just leave it. But for me, like on Amazon right now, Alibaba. What I'd be looking to do on Alibaba, I'd be looking to buy like 165, 155 calls, to hedge it. You just got to be careful right now. If you're doing super long term, depending on what your strategy is, if you're looking to make $500 back and stuff, you got to be careful what your strategy is, because if this like flattens out, let's say it flattens out like 150 or flattens out like 145, your IV crush is gonna happen, and then the calls or puts are gonna be worth even less. So right now it's hard to put like long term option trades on. So if you're putting long term option trades on, it's gonna be tough. For you, because if IV goes down, even if it moves in your direction, you're going to be losing money. So to kind of answer your question, I'd be looking for something like a shorter duration to capitalize on. I wouldn't be looking at December, because those are most likely going to get hurt when this IV comes down. And don't get it wrong. Like the bleeding, it will stop. The IV rank will come down. When will it come down? Who knows? But I guess the biggest misconception that traders have is like the bleed, like that you trick yourself. The bleeding is not going to stop. The drops aren't going to stop. It's just going to keep going forever, and that's not true. One day it does stop. One day it goes flat. One day it does happen. So just keep that in mind. Cam made profits today and gave it back. Yeah, sorry, man. I hate that. I feel bad for you. AC, no one ever went broke taking profits. That's correct. Pedo, you're welcome. Richard, kicking myself. I too should have closed out square today when I was up 100% on my call. Yeah, in markets like this, take 50%, take 25%, take 30%, take the money. Don't hang on to it. Because like if you saw back in February, SPX, we had a lot of down moves back in February. Kind of compare this to, but it was like whipsaw action. Like we were getting crazy. Like we just had the down moves. The up moves, just so you know, can be just as violent. Like we went, it dropped down here for 25.96, went up to 2,700 in a day, and then went even higher the next day up to 27.27. Before then, going back all the way down to 25.75, and then going back to 25.32 before in a couple days go back up to 27.35. So like in all of this, like the best thing that you could have done was nothing, because it really just went back up to where it went. Now, if you're capitalizing it and day trading that, that's a different story. But if you're like long-term holding this, the best thing to do was nothing. And like we're kind of like at that point now where things are starting to get oversold. And, I don't know if this is going to be a crash or not a crash. Right now, it doesn't feel like a crash. Today, SPX actually... yesterday I was saying it was very orderly in the way they brought it down, and today really wasn't any panic either. It was a little two-sided action here, which was nice for the day trader, but there was a little bit of panic once it hit here. And yesterday I posted in our options trading group that my target was 2,800, and they sliced through that. And now it's looking like we're the 2,700s are on deck. I was looking at this area and 2,800 for support. Now it's looking like 2,700 is the next stop before we go back up. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm saying it's going to be super choppy. So if you don't like trading choppy, or you don't know how to trade choppy, probably don't trade it. Alex, no like trading on Friday. I hate to have baggage. I mean, I'm with you. I'm holding some I'm holding some bags right now on Alibaba. I was hoping that Alibaba crashed today and went down to the 131 low. It was this morning, hit 131 pre-market and then went up. So that's why you got to be careful. I mean, it was one at 31 pre-market. So that's why I don't really like to use pre-market as a judge of where the day is going to go. Hit 131, but as you can see, we're at 142 now. So we're $10 difference. Close at 141.90. So pretty much at open just went straight up. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful of that. Crypto Slides, appreciate you. Thanks for those words. Greg tried to sell Microsoft at 109, only got one fill. Had to sell the other 88. Yeah. The one thing that you'll notice during high volatility like this, the bid and the ask gets super wide, and the mid price isn't always true. So don't chase. Put prices in that you think that you want to get, and let them come to you. Wait a few seconds, then reload it, because when stocks are whipsawing back and forth, option pricing is out of whack. It's crazy. Joe and AC are having a sidebar combo. It looks like I don't have the time to go back and read what all that is. Crypto Slice closed BAC and JP Morgan for 40% profit. Good, nice. Yeah, did not open new ones. Good. JP Morgan has earnings, so good thing you close it out for profit. Oliver bought a couple hundred shares of Fit. I don't know if that's good or bad. Fit's been on the struggle bus. Yeah, I don't know. This chart's a disaster. Hit a new 52-week low to this today. However, it does look like it's in a normal area where it bounces to 450, so we'll see. You guys have a lot of comments. I'm trying to read all the comments right here. You guys have a Easy never forgets his $800 loss. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for that. My loss today was small, and I just learned from it. Bought a couple hundred shares of Fit. Let's see here. Oliver sold puts, got a sign, but I'm pretty happy with the deal I got. Yeah, you got to be careful with assignment, but as long as you get what you want out of it. Easy says, exactly. I wasn't going to do anything today. I held BAC due to having internet issues, and I couldn't sell yesterday and late last night. I saw how it was moving and some article, so that's why I did something today. If not, I would have sold early and done nothing because there's nothing. Gold, that was kind of late. Yeah, yeah. Gold was, man, gold spiked big today, up 34. Oil's down again. What's going on? What's going on out there? Joe's talking about Verizon. Maureen, I was able to roll 2 of my vertical spreads better than a complete loss. Nice. Hopefully you got some rich credits for that, because today was a good day to put some credits on. Joe says, I'm pretty sure Square's going to see 50. The major support set today actually dictates that it goes lower. Square was a classic hype stop, and the hype was about Bitcoin. Deadly. Joe, I don't think the hype was all about Bitcoin. Square has a lot going for them besides the crypto stuff. So look into what else they do. They're offering loans for businesses, or they're trying to get more into the banking side. It's gonna be interesting. Excellence says, the question is, do we go up tomorrow or Monday? I mean, I guess that's always the question. Like, do we go up or do we go down tomorrow? And the answer is, like, nobody really knows. Based on this chart, like, if you look at this chart, I mean, you could actually go down even. We could if this gets really serious and people get really scared. I mean, this could easily go down to 2,500. This could go back. This could go a couple hundred points. As you can see, we just went through 250 points, 200 points in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So one trading week in a day, we dropped that much. So it doesn't matter really where we're going. It depends on what kind of positions you have on. How are you going to protect your account? Are you going to trade it? Are you going to play some defense? Are you going to play some defense on getting out of these trades? I mean, what's your end goal? For me, I was playing some defense this week. I did pretty good. And then today I made some mistakes, so I'm back down. I'm down about $200 this week. Not a big deal, but it's not something that you want to keep doing. You got to fix it. And I have some other trades on that can balance this out. And then tomorrow, depending on where we open, and if we could take some of these trades off for a profit, I'm going to probably be more aggressive and open some more defensive plays for next week as well. CVS going to make a new low for this move. Joe, CVS. So far, if this video was of value to you, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. Yeah, CVS is getting destroyed. However, they've only felt some pain today. I mean, they've been doing pretty good. They've been doing pretty good the last couple of days. Speaking of what the rest of the market's going on, I mean, if this is the only pain they get, I mean, that's actually not too bad for them. I said Square Hype was crypto. That's what sent it to the Stratoblaster. They also, I was saying they also have they also launched a lot of new products and services. They launched Square Payroll. If you guys had, I run other businesses, so I understand how important payroll is, and payroll companies are essential and they're very profitable. And Square launched a payroll company as well, so keep an eye on that. Linda would like to know what hedge means. So basically, what a hedge means is, let's take a look at this Microsoft trade again. I put a Microsoft trade on is let's go to Microsoft. So basically, like for strangles, you can hedge your positions, and you can say, depending on what the option pricing is, these were going for like $1 at the time, so I got a good price on it. And I could have closed it out when it was at 104. Probably would have made about $75 to $100. And yesterday I did the same thing. And basically, like a strangle is like kind of like a hedge play, meaning that you can skew it. So for a strangle, you could skew it to the bullish side, or you could skew it to the bearish side, depending on how far or close you want these your contracts near in the money. And basically, what this means is I'll profit if it goes below my strike or on the puts, or above my strike on the calls. So that's what it means by a hedge. It can move any direction, and that's how I hedge the position. Yeah, excellent. I just see the Dow bouncing around the 200 moving average every time this happens. It usually bounces. Yeah. Usually, and like what people will do is like around the simple moving averages or the 180-day moving average or whatever moving average you use, like just be careful about that, because moving averages are meant to be broken. Like we break moving averages to the upside all the time these days in the bull market, and then we could easily break moving averages to the downside. Like it could just fall through the floor. I mean, it could. So like when you trade, like you don't want to put, just because it's on the moving average line, you don't want to put your whole account at risk. Like a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll say, let's actually put up, a moving average here so we can use that. We got simple moving average. I don't really use them that much. Simple moving average. We'll just do the simple moving average. Okay, so as you can see, like the simple moving average, if you're using this, I mean, we already broke way below the simple moving average. Let's try to get another one on here. Moving averages. Let's do, and this is not. Let's do that's the daily SMA. Where's the 180? Where's the 180 day? Anyways, it's not important, you know. But this is simple moving average. A lot of people use a simple moving average, and you can see, you know, back in here where we were riding it, and when it dipped back down, it bounced. And now this moving average, like it was moving around, and you know, it was bouncing around, and it went below it. And you know, people bought, went back up above it, went nice. Then it went below it. People bought, went back up, and you know what happens is people load up on these moving averages, and they're probably really screwed right now, because this is way below the simple moving average right now. This is way below the moving average. So you don't want to just use the moving average just to buy and sell. I mean, it's good to check every now and then. I don't really like to use it just for those purposes. You know, here in this instance, it worked. It went from 2,800. You know, bounced off the moving average up. You know, and then this bounced down. Then you know, it was buy underneath it. Then it went back up. You know, got extended up here. Came back down to the moving average. Then went below. So, you know, it does. I mean, I guess it does work if that's your trading style. But, you know, I wouldn't load up based on the moving average or doing that. Alex says, why we try to guess when we can just wait and see how we can make a better decision? Yeah, I mean, nobody knows. Warren Buffett doesn't know what tomorrow is going to be. I mean, everybody's shocked. But a lot of traders right now have never seen a bear market, and that's probably why people are freaking out right now. There's a lot of traders that have never seen a bear market in their life. So like they're like, hey, why are we down today? I'm like, well, why do we go up every day? I mean, it's the same reason. Why do we go up every day? Why are we down? You know, it's the same thing. Crypto Slice, the stock market is a managed market. It's not real pricing. Everything is overvalued. I just follow the money. Yeah, I mean, like what I like to, a rule that I like to go by is there's no top, there's no bottom. This thing can go through the roof. This could drop to the floor. It doesn't matter. It matters what I'm going to do, how I'm going to take advantage of the situation, and what I'm going to do. Like if positions go against me, how am I going to protect my account? Excellent. It says, you think the market is overvalued? I know we've been on a crazy run, but let's be real. Apple, Amazon, and Google have been carrying all the weight. There's a lot of undervalued companies out there. Excellent. Name some undervalued companies. If you drop some tickers. Excellent. Moving averages are magic when you truly understand them, along with candles. Yeah, I mean, it's good to confirm it, but as you can see, moving averages are, you know, based on this moving average right here, are you willing to put your account online to buy all that you can get right now based on this moving average? You know, most people will not. You know, let me know. Now you guys are talking about crypto. What criteria do you use to determine you're a good candidate for Strangles? So, Glenn, I normally like to risk around $1 to $1.30. I've been having to risk more when IV gets higher like this, like $1.40, $1.50, but I don't like to risk $2, mainly because I try to stick to the $1.30, mainly because all I need is to move $1 beyond my strike for me to make 100% or more. Yeah, Joe says candles are dangerous for newbies. Though during my first foray with candles, I burnt my mom's new carpet, and then my dad beat. What? That did not go the way that I thought it was gonna go. Okay. Do you prefer? Now you guys are talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about crypto during this. Do you guys have any other questions, concerns, issues? Any other questions on any other stocks that we're watching right now? You know, definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You know, during this time and explaining to you kind of what we're on today. And thanks for waiting for me today. Really appreciate it. I was a couple minutes late. Hamed bought 205 Apple and 550 Roku. Expires next week. Apple. I haven't actually traded Apple. You bought a 205 put on Apple? Okay. Yeah, I mean that seems like the next level support around here, 205, 207 area. What I'm waiting for right now is a bounce. So like I was showing you guys in February here, what I'm looking for is back in February, some sort of bounce. Right now, we've had some very hard selling. There's going to be a bounce at some point. I don't know when it's coming, so I haven't really been too aggressive with it. But there's going to be a bounce coming. So luckily, we have some decent positions on. Like I have Alibaba sitting pretty nice for a bounce. Microsoft, it bounces, they'll get some nice profit out of that. So just be aware, this could bounce like it did in here. Hard days of selling, and then a major bounce, and then 2 major bounces before another rip down. And then we had, after the final rip, it actually bounced up from the bottom here from 25.32 all the way back up to 27.32. So in a week, we're up 200 points. So just be aware, as fast as if we went down, we could easily go back up. So I don't think at my point, like I would buy puts on Apple or anything, unless you're going to hedge the play. Like I'm mostly just doing strangles right now because, yes, this could drop down to here, but it could also come back up to 2,900 very easily. Excellent. Well, if the trend breaks the moving average, you obviously short the stock. Yeah. What I'm saying is excellent. The trend's broken. Are you still going to short? Are you still going to short down here? I'm just saying you can't follow the moving averages all the time because now the charts are completely broken. Retail market, what do you think is going to be going into the holiday season? Samuel, one thing I will say is like Toys R Us and stuff is closed, so Walmart and Target are probably going to get a bump. Honestly, and even in this, like Walmart's not getting hurt at all in this sell-off. Target's not getting hurt at all in this sell-off. I mean, they're still almost. I mean, they've dropped a little bit today, but they're pretty close to the yearly highs here. The yearly low right now is 54.04. And the yearly, they're sitting at 82. They're sitting up really, really nice here. They didn't even give back. They didn't even come back into the 70s or anything. So I think that should tell you something. And what's the other one? XRT? Is it XRT? XRT is getting hurt a little bit if you trade XRT at all. But if you're looking at Walmart and Target specifically, they're not very fazed by the sell-off. So that should tell you something. Jess says they're predicting higher retail sales for Christmas this year over last year. Yeah, and Toys R Us, remember, Toys R Us is closed, and also Target and Walmart have been making serious pushes into the online space. And also Walmart has this layaway thing. They brought it back last year, but just so you know. Yeah, I think, Ray, I think Target and Walmart are both expanding their toy sections this year. Dorian says, will Morningstar continue its upward trend? Morningstar. Let's see. By upward trend, you mean in what exactly? I mean, they've went up for a very long time, and now it looks like they're going down for a very long time. I mean, they've been going down since they hit 142 in August. And now it's October, so it doesn't look like they're going up to me. Anything, they're coming back down to the 95 level, which is a reasonable level here. Nice support down here. I have on a 205, put 2 for tomorrow. I'm excited. Got excited today. Yeah, I mean, I would just be careful about the rips. The rips are dangerous, and if you talk to anybody, like if you talk to anybody, you look at like some of the charts from like 2008. I don't even know if I could pull it up on here. 2008. Can I? How long ago is that? 10 years. Let's see if it lets me. Let's go back. Let's go back 10 years. Oh, we don't want Morningstar. We want let's do SPX 10 years chart. Let's go back in time. If you look at this in terms of a yearly chart, it was a terrible year, 2008. But comparatively, yes, it was only like 900. But like the dips here, I mean, the rips were pretty much equal with the dips. So just keep in mind, like even though like people talk about the Great Recession and all the bad things that happened with that, just be mindful of the rips. I mean, look down in here. Even this is 2011. Looks like ripped down for a couple days, but then in 3 days it got it back. Went from 1156 back up to 1246, which is massive. I mean, so just be careful. Technically, based on long-term charts, we're still in a bull market. Joe, let's see what can be done tomorrow. I said IWM, 157.50 calls. What's IWM trading at these days? Anybody know? Let's see here. Yeah, took quite a beating. You said 157.50 calls. Let's see, what were those going IWM for this week? I don't trade the Russell or small caps too much. It's looking pretty. I mean, these are for expiration. And I also noticed, like, if you notice, like, putting a position on today, things are really expensive for tomorrow and next week. 157. Yeah, and also be mindful that, like, if let's go back to the 1 year chart here. Be mindful that when you get a huge rip back up, even though it's going in your direction, let's say your options are out of the money. Look at the IV rank down here, got decimated. You know, like a lot of times during this, a lot of people were telling me like, "Hey, it's moving in the direction of my option. Why am I still losing money on these trades?" It's because you bought out of the money options, and as it's going towards you, IV rank is going down. So that's like one of the risks. That's one of the risks of putting positions on when IV rank is really high, like right now. Even though right now it's not even as high as it was back in here, as you could see. But as we start going back up, once let's say we started going up here tomorrow. Let's say we went up to 2,800 tomorrow. I mean, this is going to take a big hit down here. We're going to be, at 0.2434. This is going to come back down to 0.2, 0.15 area rather quickly. As you can see, as quick as it rips up, it rips back down in terms of volatility. It might take a couple days to get down to where it once was, but that's one of the risks that you have to put on when you're buying options. If you're selling options, it's going to work out in your favor. But if you're buying options specifically, you're going to be in trouble. Jeff says, super good point. Toes are being out of the picture is huge. Yep. Trade rule. Joe says, trade rule number 57. Never buy the dips unless you have chips. No chips, then no dips. I guess that's right now I'm just doing strangles. And that's why I got screwed on Square. Jose says recession secured. Jose, we're a long way from a recession. Let's see if people start getting laid off in the masses and the dollar and stuff goes through the roof. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens then. Right now the economy is in pretty good shape. And if you didn't see, like, there was actually a news report this morning, CNBC put out that saying, Dow was down 300, but then went back to positive after, there was a report out that inflation wasn't as bad as originally thought. Like, come on, guys, get it together here. Linda, what's an ideal IV rank? So, Linda, there's a couple things. Like, if IV rank is above 50 to 100, it's better to short options. If IV rank is under 50, it's better to buy options, just in my opinion. Obviously, you want to sell options when IV rank is high. Like, you want to sell options when IV is through the roof like this. You want to buy options when IV is down low. Yeah, excellent. Diversify, man. Don't just invest in stock market. I'd rather be invest than not. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about investing in other things like crypto? Because I don't think crypto is a hedge for your stock portfolio. The best thing that I find, like, for my long-term stock positions is trading options on them. Would you put a call? Dorian says, would you put a call on H&R Block for short term? H&R, what's their ticker? H&R. I don't actually trade H&R Block ever. Thinkorswim can't seem to find it. So if you have their ticker, let me know what that is. Crypto Slice, maybe precious metals time to go up in 2011. Money is going to gold and silver. No money going into tech and other industries. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. The one thing about, like I will say about Amazon and some of the tech companies, I mean, they're still growth stocks. They're still growing companies. Oh, HRB. HRB. Let's see here. HRB. Let's take a look at the volume. I mean, open interest looks okay, but volume is almost nothing on these. And like for me, it doesn't meet my criteria because there's like no volume. Bid and the ask is kind of wide. Like for me, I just wouldn't trade this underlying at all. You know, if you want to trade like something like H&R Block or stuff that has illiquid options, you're probably better off just buying stock. You know, personally, I don't think there's an option play because there's a lot of ways to get screwed on low volume stocks, and I do have a video on that if you're interested. Jose says my millennial sensibilities can't handle the stress. I mean, it is, you know, it's what you make it really, and you put the trade on. Don't be so aggressive. If you can't handle certain things, just don't put the trade on. Like, go longer out if you want. Don't day trade or trade like tomorrow's expiration. Trade a month out. Trade 2 months out. Take it easy. You know, trading doesn't have to be aggressive if you don't want it to be. Even during days of volatility like this, you don't have to have positions on that are aggressive. Crypto says our future dependent on the dollar strength. The Fed run the government. I agree. Jose's gold is real money for. Alex, not when Amazon start paying their employees $15 next month. Alex, Amazon's not worried about that increase. I'll tell you that much. They're not going to be worried about it. Their growth in the cloud and the things that they're doing, you know, short term they might feel a little pain, but long term they're not going to care about a couple dollars per person per hour. I'll tell you that much. And $15, if you think about it, $15, who can raise their family on $15? You know, let's say you had four people, so you have 2 adults and 2 kids. You can't raise your family on $15 a month. So they're not worried about it. I'll tell you that much. Samuel, so do you never buy when then $200 worth of stuff? Samuel, so you're saying do you never buy more than $200 worth of stock? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, excellent. Is he saying he doesn't? I don't spend more than $200 on a single option call. I typically don't. I typically go down unless I'm trading SPX. Unless I'm trading SPX, I like to risk $1. That's just my preference. Now people can do what they want, but for me, I like just to get the dollar. And if I want to do more, like let's say I want to spend more money, I would find a position worth $1, and then I would scale up our position. Joe says no reason to invest more than $200 in options trade. If you time things right, you can easily generate. Yeah, that's why I trade small, and also like I'm trading against multiple accounts as well. So when I risk $100, I'm really risking $400 each day. You know, so I try to keep my position sizes small because, you know, $400, and if those goes against you a couple days, I mean that really hurts. So like today, you know, we're down almost 200. That's actually like $800 down on the day for me. But at the same time, it's really not that small of a loss when you can make it back in a day as well. So you just got to be careful. You got to be careful. Like with anything, you got to be careful about how many days you win and how many days you lose in a row. You don't want red days to turn into red weeks into red months into red years. You know, you got to be careful about that. So. Anyways, the stream's at 53 minutes. I really just wanted to share with you guys, you know, some of the mistakes that I learned today. You know, if you're coming on the tail end of this stream, at the beginning of the stream, I talk about what my big options trade mistake was. If you guys have any questions, you know, let me know. Leave me a comment below. If you're watching this later, if this video is of value to you, hit that like button. You guys all stay safe out there. Stay green, and I'll see you tomorrow for the UVH family chat. Thanks, everyone.